I guess it doesn't pay to be a pirate, in this case the pirate being the MiG Switch and anyone affiliated who are selling the MiG Switch on their online stores, because Nintendo has your number. I guess this time the pirates are not going to go sail for a big adventure, they're heading to the gallows. And if you want to know more about it, stick around to find out. Welcome back to YinYangTK everyone, and today we're going to be talking about the lawsuit that Nintendo threw out to two retailers that are selling the MiG Switch. For those of you that don't remember, I did a video about the MiG Switch early on in 2024 in which I said that this looked like a scam. There was just so many red flags that were going on. And for those of you that don't remember what the MiG Switch is, here's like a quick summary. So the MiG Switch is basically a flash card, if you remember the DS era, in which you were supposed to come, it was supposed to come with a dumper, but I'm gonna go on talk about that later on. And what you had to do is that you dump your Switch games that you had in your physical collection into a micro SD card, and from that you format it and it was read by another SD card and it would work on the MiG Switch. Now you would put that Nintendo cartridge into your Nintendo Switch and it would be able to read multiple game cartridges. You would just have to pop the cartridge in and out from your Nintendo Switch in order to switch or change the games. Now, in theory, it sounded good, but here's the problem. When they were offering the MiG Switch, it already was telling you that it was going to be a simple plug and play, and you did not have to mod your Switch because it was coming with the MiG Switch cartridge and a dumper. Well, guess what? The dumper was taken out from every single pre-order. A lot of people only got the cartridge. So guess what? The only way for this cartridge to work was to mod your Switch, which went against their actual slogan, in which it was to simple plug and play. Now they are selling the dumper separately. Even more, there are even a lot of YouTubers and a lot of tech people that have been getting the dumper and says that it doesn't even work. It's just a big technological piece of garbage of a dump. So it makes no sense. They would have just said, you know what, might as well just mod your Switch in order for you to play all the games that you want. Why do you need this flash card? Because it's inefficient and it has a lot of bugs, and oh, it's gonna get even better as this video progresses. So guess what? So Nintendo said enough was enough. We're coming after the MiG Switch here, especially in the United States. So they officially started a lawsuit on two different retailers in the United States. So when you see this, the first thing was that there was a reaction in which Nintendo took out, supposedly, a lot of people are saying it, this is not fact, they took out the MiG Switch website. And there was a Reddit, I guess, response of the people who are in charge of the MiG Switch. And it says it like this: although the situation is not clear, it seems that our company has lost the ownership of our domain name, www.migswitch.com. First and most important, we are operating as usual. We are shipping our products. All orders are being fulfilled and nothing has changed besides the domain name. We are shocked by what happened for several reasons, and we feel that this is not only shocking for us, but the freedom of the internet in general. First, we were not warned or had a chance to answer and defend our products, or at least the simple fact that whatever the complaint is, it applies only to a few countries and in no way allows to take down the domain for all users in the world. And it just says it like that. And then it goes down to saying that we will not tolerate the attitude or bow down to those bullies. And it just continues and just saying like, yeah, you know, this is what we think and we should be able to pirate the games, right? Yada, yada, yada. Even though their website, the original website, was blocked, you can't access it, there is another website that you can go into that they made up, and they are still selling the MiG Switch version 2, by the way, and also the dumper separately. And again, it goes back to what I'm saying, like, this is all red flag from the very beginning. You have a product basically doesn't work really well unless you have a modded Switch, and then a dumper that doesn't even work like how it's supposed to. Oh, and it gets even better. A lot of people have been getting this message on their Switch, saying that for the people that are using the MiG Switch, they're getting this message on their Switch. The use of online services on this console is currently restricted by Nintendo. Oh boy, who could have seen that one coming? I've been saying it from the very beginning, and people on the YouTube and on the internet were giving me so much beef. It's like, there's no way Nintendo's gonna be able to get that. You guys don't know who you guys are messing with. You guys are messing with Nintendo. Of course they were gonna find some sort of firmware to block all those things, and now your Nintendo Switch online service is compromised, right? Especially with the information that you have. And this is an actual official document of the lawsuit. It says the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington at Seattle, Nintendo of America Incorporated, against James C. Williams, aka Archbox, an individual defendant with copyright infringement, circulation of technological measures, trafficking, all that good stuff. So it's a lot of stuff of copyright infringement. And then another person, Ryan Michael Daly, which is modded hardware, the same thing. So we're getting this story from GamerX, which is an online video game story reporter, and it says here that Nintendo launches 2 new anti-piracy lawsuits, one versus a MigSwitch reseller. So it continues, reported by Torrent Frank, the lawsuits are charged versus 2 individuals who use the online handles Archbox and modded hardware. We'll get Archbox out of the way first. His real name is James Williams. He's from Arizona, and he's a moderator of the r/Switch Pirates subreddit. Archbox openly posted online, not just in Reddit, but about pirating Switch games, and that he refuses to pay $50 for Nintendo Switch titles. He also helped run several pirate shops dedicated to Switch games, including the Jack in the Shop, Turtle in the Shop, Neko Drive, Libera Shop, is only one that are still operating out of the Telegram, as the 3 other shops have been shut down after Nintendo sent them a cease and desist letters. Archbox's case is pretty straightforward, and it would be reasonable for Nintendo to get a quick verdict soon, though they want to be meticulous to get a verdict favorable for setting precedents. But then there's the modded hardware. This is where things get juicy. The modded hardware also used the alias Homebrewed Homie, but his real name is Ryan Daly, and he lives in Michigan. Nintendo warned him of potential lawsuit in March, and Ryan promised to stop but did not close his store. So the details on the lawsuit against modded hardware include the selling of mod chips, the MigSwitch, modding services for pre-owned Switches, and selling modded Switches themselves. And here's the kicker, he's usually blended these services with a bunch of pirated games included for free. So here's what Nintendo's complaint says about this. The defendant not only offers the hardware and firmware to create and play pirated games, but he also provides his customers with copies of pirated Nintendo games. Typically, when a customer purchases a hacked console or a circumvention services, the defendant pre-installs on the console a portfolio of ready-to-play pirated games, including some of Nintendo's most popular titles such as Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, and Metroid games. Indeed, because pirated Nintendo Switch games cannot be used or created without the hacked console and related software and hardware, it is only because of products and services such as those sold by the defendant that illegally marketplaces distributing pirated games existing and thrive. Ultimately, Nintendo's argument versus modded hardware is the violation of the DMCA by selling the mod chips and MigSwitch devices, as well as the flat-out copyright infringement by selling pirated games. Nintendo has not gone after the manufacturer of MigSwitch yet with the lawsuit, but these provisions suggest that they are either planning for it or they may have quietly already contracted them. So it continues, Nintendo may be sending the message that they are not tolerating piracy at this time, and even now that they are preparing to announce the launch of their new hardware. As Nintendo stated, they will see the Switch as a valuable product for at least the near future, and it may be that Nintendo plans to cross-generation release the Switch and the successor. for at least the next year or two. We're already seeing that Nintendo is not playing around. We already talked about that. And I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I said it from the very beginning that there were so many red flags of this MiG Switch that Nintendo was not gonna, cross their arms and just let this go on. They're coming for them. They're coming for the retailers. They're coming for pretty soon the manufacturers if they haven't yet. And for those people that were hating on me, saying like, you don't know what you're talking about, who is laughing now? If you are caught or you go online trying to do and play with a MiG Switch card, you're automatically going to be banned by Nintendo's online services. So I don't know what to tell you. I already said what I had to say, that Nintendo is not playing around. So for those of you that are planning on pirating games or trying to get this flash card ready to make, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And did I mention that it's not worth it? Yeah, it's not worth it, because this is what's gonna happen. Because sooner or later, at first you're gonna be happy. You're gonna say, "Oh, I took that to Nintendo. I'm not playing. I'm not paying $50 for this game." Huh? Yeah. But now you're gonna be paying $5 million in copyright infringements. Yeah. So I'd rather just pay the damn $50 if I were you, right? Because no, that's just not gonna happen. Also, I want to add, there were a lot of huge YouTubers who were promoting this on their platform, and I wonder if Nintendo is going to come after them as well, because some of them were engaging and actually supporting the MiG Switch. I'm just saying, if you do the crime, you gotta do the time. So if that means a copyright infringement or a suspension, that's gonna happen, because the same crime means equal time. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. I know maybe I'm petty about that, but that's how I look at things, because as a YouTuber, as someone that has high influence, it is your job to give knowledge and educate other gamers not to fall into the trap and to not do anything stupid, especially with the possession and also, retelling these pirated games or modded Switches as well. But what about you guys? What do you guys think about this whole ordeal of the Nintendo Switch lawsuit against the MiG Switch? Write your comments below, and if you like the content of this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the notifications so you know when future videos are available. Alright everyone, I hope you liked this video, and again, stay awesome.